The first thing people noticed about the girl wasn't her designer clothes. It was the way she pushed everyone away. She sat at the corner table of the upscale Manhattan restaurant. Untouched plate in front of her, fingers tapping sharply against the glass like she was trying to break something no one else could see. The staff moved carefully around her. Too carefully. Whispers floated behind the kitchen doors. That's her, the billionaire's daughter. Don't mess it up because everyone already had. Her name was Leah Carter, 16. Beautiful in the kind of effortless way magazines. Tried to copy, but her eyes, those were what people remembered. Cold, distant, like she'd already decided the world wasn't worth the effort. 3 waiters had already tried to serve her. 3 had failed. I said I don't want it, Leah snapped, shoving the plate an inch forward without even looking up. Do you not understand English? The young waiter swallowed, his face turning red. I am sorry, I just go, he did. They always did. From across the room, Daniel Carter watched everything unfold. Billionaire CEO, a man used to controlling outcomes, fixing problems, closing deals. But right now, sitting in his tailored suit, he looked defeated because this was the one thing he couldn't fix. His daughter. She's been through 5 therapists, one of the managers whispered near him. Private tutors, specialists? No one lasts more than a week. Daniel didn't respond. He just kept staring at Leah, at the way she sat alone in a room full of people, at the way she made sure it stayed that way. And then, almost unnoticed, a different waitress stepped forward. Her name was Maya. She wasn't the most experienced, didn't have the polished confidence of the others. Her uniform wasn't perfectly pressed, and a loose strand of hair had escaped her ponytail, but there was something steady about her. Quiet, human. The manager grabbed her arm. Don't, she'll tear you apart. Maya glanced at Leah, then back at him. Maybe she just hasn't been heard yet. That's not how this works. But Mia gently pulled her arm free anyway and walked straight toward the storm. Leah didn't look up at first. I already told I'm not here about the food. That made her pause. Slowly, Leah lifted her eyes. Maya didn't stand stiffly like the others, didn't force a smile. She simply pulled out the chair across from Leah and sat down. Every staff member froze. Do you mind? Maya asked calmly. Leah blinked, caught off guard. Yes, actually, you look like someone who doesn't want to eat right now, Maya continued, gently sliding the plate further away, so we won't make you silence. No one had said that before. They'd insisted, pressured, tried to correct her, but no one had simply accepted her. Leah leaned back slightly, suspicion flickering in her eyes. What's your angle? No angle, Maya shrugged. Just a guess. And if you're wrong, then I'll leave. For a moment, Leah studied her like she was trying to find the trick. Then she muttered, You're not wrong. Across the room, Daniel sat up straighter. Maya nodded once like that was all the confirmation she needed. Okay, so we start there. Start what? Not pretending. Leah let out a short, humorless laugh. Maya smiled faintly. You'd be surprised. Another pause, longer this time. Then quietly, Leah said, Everyone keeps trying to fix me. Maya didn't interrupt. They think if I just talk enough or eat enough or smile enough. She shook her head. It'll all go away, Maya asked softly. And there it was, the crack. Leah's fingers tightened against the table. My mom died 6 months ago. The words landed like glass hitting the floor. Across the room, Daniel closed his eyes. Maya didn't flinch. That's not something you fix. Leah's gaze snapped back to her, sharp and searching. Then why does everyone act like it is? Because they don't know what else to do. The honesty hung in the air. For the first time, Leah didn't look angry. She looked tired. I don't want to eat because she's not here, Leah admitted, voice barely above a whisper. We used to come to places like this together. She'd make me try everything. Her lips trembled slightly. Now it just feels wrong. Maya nodded slowly. Then of course you don't want the food. No judgment, no correction. Just understanding. Isla's eyes filled before she could stop it. She quickly looked away, wiping them with the back of her hand. I hate when people look at me like I'm broken. I'm not looking at you like that. Leah hesitated. Then how are you looking at me? Maya leaned back slightly, her voice steady, like someone who lost someone they loved. The words hit differently because they didn't shrink her. They didn't label her. They just saw her. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then Maya reached for the untouched plate, but instead of pushing it away completely, she adjusted it gently. What was her favorite? She asked. Leah frowned. What? Your mom. What did she always order? Leah stared at the plate, her expression softening. Pasta, always pasta. Even if we were somewhere fancy, she'd find a way to order pasta. Maya smiled. Good choice. Another small silence, then carefully, Maya said, What if you don't eat because someone told you to, but because it reminds you of her? Leah's throat tightened. That's different, she whispered. Yeah, Maya said. It is. Leah looked down at the fork. Her hand hovered, shook slightly, and slowly she picked it up. Across the room, Daniel stood without realizing it. Leah took a small bite, chewed, swallowed, and then quietly, almost invisibly, something shifted. Not a full smile, not a miracle, but a beginning. Tears slipped down her cheeks as she looked at Maya. It still hurts. I know, Maya said softly. It will for a while. Laya nodded, gripping the fork a little tighter. But it doesn't feel as lonely right now. Maya's smile was gentle. Then we're doing something right. Daniel approached slowly, like he was afraid the moment might disappear if he moved too fast. He said. She looked up at him, eyes still wet, but softer than he'd seen in months. Dad, she said quietly. He glanced at Maya, his voice thick with emotion. What did you do? Maya shook her head. Nothing special, but that wasn't true. She hadn't fixed Laya. She hadn't forced her to change. She had simply met her where she was and stayed. Daniel turned back to his daughter. Can I sit? Laya hesitated for a second. Then she nodded. Yes, she said. You can. It was a small word, but for Daniel it meant everything. As he sat down, Maya stood, giving them space. Wait, La said suddenly. Mia paused. Will you stay nearby? Laya asked, her voice uncertain. Just in case I forget how to do this again. Ma's smile returned warm and steady. I'm not going anywhere. And for the first time in a long time, Laya believed it. Because sometimes the impossible isn't fixing someone. It's reminding them they don't have to be fixed to be loved.